There are also persons who are acknowledged themselves as lesbian or gay, and they're bisexual sisters and brothers. There are also partners and families and friends and supporters. I have met with these people. They need to be pastored to and understood, and they need to have their voice heard.
In 1978, the General Assembly of the United Presbyterian Church in the USA, the UPC USA, approved a minority report from the Task Force to Study Homosexuality, banning LGBTQIA+ people from holding official leadership roles in churches and in the denomination.
The effect of this was that the Assembly made a strong, definitive statement against the ordination of practicing homosexuals, yet a statement which included a certain element of openness. Most commissioners felt that they had been touched by the lives of those who are hurt and alienated, and had done their best by the glimpses they had of God's word and will in this moment of time.
The UPC USA's declaration marked a turning point in Presbyterians' historic fight for LGBTQIA+ inclusion. Even though the General Assembly upheld the ban, it also started producing educational resources aimed at reducing homophobia in the church and opened up space for dialogue with LGBTQIA+ people. Then came the AIDS epidemic in the 1980s and 90s. It sparked panic and fear across the country and made discrimination of the LGBTQIA+ community even worse. Grassroots Presbyterian organizations began to emerge during this time to advocate for equality, not just in the denomination, but also in all sectors of society.
But now am found, was blind, but now I see.
One of those groups, Presbyterians for Lesbian and Gay Concerns, was started by David Sindt after his bold question to the 1974 General Assembly. A small group of congregations began identifying as more like churches and ordained openly gay Presbyterians, directly challenging the 1978 UPC USA ban on LGBTQIA+ ordination. And in 1997, the Covenant Network of Presbyterians, a mainstream group of LGBTQIA allies, was organized to take a stand against Amendment B.
Throughout the 1980s and 90s, the Permanent Judicial Commission of the General Assembly of the newly reunited Presbyterian Church USA decided on a series of remedial complaints brought against congregations and presbyteries that welcomed LGBTQIA+ people through ordination or employment. At the same time, overtures were brought to the General Assembly, pushing the denomination to act on LGBTQIA+ inclusion. The push and pull around LGBTQIA+ inclusion came into focus during debates over a 1996 amendment to the Book of Order. The amendment to provision G60106B, known as Amendment B, or the Fidelity and Chastity Amendment, essentially barred LGBTQIA+ Presbyterians from ordination. The amendment said, "Among these standards is the requirement to live either in fidelity within the covenant of marriage between a man and a woman, or chastity in singleness."
The addition of Amendment B to the Book of Order, along with grassroots advocacy efforts and bold actions from congregations and mid-councils, made it impossible for Presbyterians to ignore the call for LGBTQIA+ inclusion. Join us in Part 3 to learn how continued efforts will eventually lead to ordination and marriage equity for LGBTQIA+ Presbyterians.